received news that frightened you or concerned you, something that you felt like, I don't know what to do? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is Cancer Dancer. If you know me, you might think this video is about my Cancer, Moon, and Mars, which it's not. You might think it is about my love of dance, which is a funny thing to say, considering I spent decades not knowing how to do it and feeling like a clown about it. Still don't know many aspects of it, like how to dance with another person. It's not about that. This is a little bit about my story. And when I go to the mountain, I pray. Heather prays every single day. Most of my time, most of my day is spent in prayer. I'm always praying. What is prayer for? Prayer is, to me, not about me asking God for anything. Prayer, to me, is about the recognition that my mind has a tendency to be in division and to separate itself from the unconditional love, agape, and eternality that is present in the field. And I pray to get my mind aligned with the world I want to see each day as I collapse these waves of probability in a paradigm that is consciousness reflecting upon itself into the consciousness I want to see. So prayer for me is about getting the mind aligned as a co-creator to witness the creation I want to witness. And I was praying. And my first prayer, my largest prayer, the prayer I say, if I don't pray this every day, hear me, God, it's there. This is the prayer in me, is to fulfill the will of the divine, whatever name you give it. That's what I pray. I believe the will of the divine is for us to have joy and to use our co-creative capacity to create in kind, in mind, in heart, in the paradigm, the truth of the light of love and all the things, all the fruits that bears forth when you choose that. And so I was praying that prayer, but then, it's like I sometimes feel like I need nothing and I'm so satisfied. And I feel like I don't want to wish or hope for anything. I feel like whatever I'm given is what I need to evolve. Let me trust Spirit to guide me towards, at all times, handing me what I need to evolve. But on this particular day, I was having some stressors. It's like I needed chiropractic. I needed massage. I was having back pain. And I started praying to God, like, I pray to serve your will, and then if I'm allowed to have some wishes under that, I would love chiropractic, I'd love massage, I'd love to paint, I'd love to feel inspired to paint. I have all these paintings in me that I've never produced. I have all these books that I sleep with a book written in my head, as Supreme Beings of Leisure says. I have books in me, I have a school to create. It's like, I want time and space to use my mind to create what I came to create in the paradigm, and I would like my undivided attention on my 5 decades deep of unlocking all the boxes of the bounty and the cornucopia that offers. And so I was just asking for this list. And about maybe a week after that prayer, somewhere in there, time is illusion, I had somebody rear end me. And when they rear ended me, some of the things that trickled forth as a result of being rear-ended are that I got chiropractic, I got massage, I got oxygen chamber treatments, I got red light treatment, I got even more than I asked for. I started painting. There's a painting I did for the library to raise money for them, and I've wanted to paint it and offer it to humanity as well. And it has sacred soil in it, and it's a painting of the earth, and it says one in gold because I want humanity to remember, as it is easy to divide in the mind, that we are one. And don't shoot yourself in your own foot by judging others. And so I wanted to do a few more iterations of this painting. And I started painting it. Like after this accident, I started painting it. 2 of these things, putting soil in it, sacred soil. I plan to go to Chimayo to put some medicinal soil in it as well. And so all of that got answered. But even more than I asked for got answered. And even more than I asked for got answered. Because if you take a look at my x-ray, I wound up going to the chiropractor that just happens to always take x-rays and just happens to always send them to a radiology team. And from my x-ray, where I'm getting x-rayed in a room by myself with a chiropractor in a side room pushing the buttons to take the x-ray and not get exposure to it, you can see very clearly shoulders and outline of a head of a person over each one of my shoulders. I believe it's my mom and dad that are dead. And they're both kind of, looking at my chest. Oh, look at that. And come to find out, the radiology team let them know that I have cancer in my chest. I have a thymoma, which is where the thymus gland turns into cancer and slowly builds, and it doesn't tend to spread. Today, I learned that it didn't spread throughout my body. And it's about the size of an apple, And so Heather Feather is a cancer dancer. I'm dancing with cancer. And I get to have my chest cut open and have the apple pulled out. Thank you, Eve, for sharing apples. I probably got it. There's a terrible woman that shares snacks like you. Bless it. Bless these stories we tell, bless them. And so, as I've been going through this experience of having cancer, Heather Feather, if you hear that and go, I have zero fear of death, absolutely zero. I've welcomed it for most of my life because it's been difficult down here. And I have tons of fears around life because this place, I mean, I can't imagine how it could be created by the divine. It's a hot mess down here, you guys. Hot mess, to each their own. To each their own. Mother Nature certainly is. The light cracks through, thank goodness. But, you know, as I have been given this gift of cancer, when I drive around the mountain, I thank my apple. Thank you, 𝐸𝐵𝐺. Like, thank you so much, golden opportunity of cancer, that you've come to dance with me, this dance of this opportunity to have this chance to have another way that you might dress up the idea of non-eternality, of death is real, loss is real, of you can lose your life, of you can die, to give me a chance to flirt with something that can feel large and big and problematic, but is really just another grace from the many graces I've had from 0 to 50, to remember that I am not the body and I am spirit creating. And did you want this? 𝐸𝐵𝐺, you know, this is known, the thymus is known as the seat of the soul. And it is many people that create a 𝐸𝐵𝐺 in their body or create disease or create something that needs to be healed. I am a medicine woman. I am on the shamanic path. I can't think of anything finer in all the multiverses than for me at 5 decades deep after developing all that medicine to go, okay, here's a situation, apply it. Prove to yourself what you know. Oh, love these fruits, like truly sweet. Like, yes, makes sense. Thank you. Yes, I'm grateful. I didn't remember, but now I remember. I must have charted at 50 to apply the medicine, to be witness, to experience in my own temple what it is I know to be true. And I have often said this. A lot of people claim medicine person or claim shaman, but I would say I'm not here to label any being. One massive component of that is physician, heal thyself. You must know how to get the bitterness out of yourself, how to get the poison out of you, I believe, until you can truly have gnosis or knowledge of how to hand it somebody else. We learn how to swim by swimming. We learn how to ride a bike by doing it. You can read books about it all day. You can listen to a teacher until you're blue in the face. But by doing, you get gnosis and you come to be a knower. And so I have been elated as somebody who has spent many of the past 5 decades in chronic depression and chronic suicidal ideation. It's the most hilarious gift in the universe. I go to the mountain and laugh. And so I have a lot of reverence for death, don't get me wrong. It's been my greatest teacher. I've lost, I've said many times, 60 to 70 people. Who knows? I can't keep track of this. Death has been my teacher. It's great friend. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, death, nonstop, that we're eternal. Thank you for that medicine. What a bounty you've handed me. I didn't like it for most of the decades you were handing it. Thank you for the reminder. I see it clearly now. And now I have this opportunity. This is, you know, when you work with a specific disease of creating disease in the seat of the soul, what's happening typically there is an awakening around the seat of the soul, waking up. And it's kind of like okay, now it's time to now you get to second lease on life, really create what you know to be true. And so there's a lot of call I'm feeling to step in to say yes to life. Do you have cancer? Do you have a disease? Do you have herpes? Have you been diagnosed with something that when you got it, it felt super scary? Or maybe you just got some type of diagnosis and you feel frightened and you feel concerned. That's okay. What Heather Feather works to do is to remember that fear doesn't belong in my temple. I don't want to say F cancer, and to each their own. If that works for you, I love it, boo-boo. You do you. I want to say thank you, cancer. Thank you for entering my temple, to remember that I want to keep it clean, that I want to eat in a way that honors me, that I want to walk and care for my physicality in a way that reflects that I'm holding a temple of the light of love. Let me steward it well, physically. Mentally, let me mind my mind, because it's creative. Let me be a steward of when my heart feels off. Let me honor my spiritual practices and honor the larger picture beyond my ego that I know to be true. Remember, darling, if you've had these diagnoses, there are many places you can place your attention, and you could even have gratitude. Amun.